is taking note of what is there as you're passing by, and you stop and stare and take a snap and take it home and look at it a year from then. You have captured it. It stays with you. Yeah. This is Cheops and Kephren at Cairo, Egypt. These are 4 boys at Kells.
You spoke about them. You said they were casting a hex at you?
Something like that, yes, yeah.
We'd gone to Kells in Ireland to see the house where St. Columba had worked on the Book of Kells. And to get to that attic where St. Columba supposedly worked on the Book of Kells, we had to climb up a big ladder. And this one little boy said the last American lady that climbed up there to look broke her leg, fell down, we had to take her to hospital. So I was very careful in my high heel shoes because I didn't know better than to wear high heels.
This is a street in whereabouts, Betty?
London.
London it was, yes, okay, London, yeah.
Second.
In London's fair city, yes, yes. Where the girls are so pretty. There once was a maiden named Molly Malone. She wheeled her wheelbarrow through streets wide and narrow, crying, cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh. Alive, alive, oh, alive. Gentlemen, yes, there it is. Stepping out of the men's toilet in some place, I forget where that was.
Toilets are more accessible in Europe. That's the QE2.
Queen Elizabeth II. Vavao Tonga, that's right.
Beautiful
Vavao Tonga.
place. They told us in Tonga if we wanted to send a card, postcard, or a letter to put the postage on French because the stamps were like artwork and you barely had room to get an address on the envelope. They were beautiful people.
That's Stonehenge.
And there was this summer solstice.
That's Stonehenge,
And
yeah,
our
yeah.
pub landlord had never been to Stonehenge, and he lived 11 miles from Stonehenge. And we went 4 or 5 times while staying in his 4-room pub.
Yeah.
So when we told him we wanted to see the Druid ceremony at sunrise, he said, well, I've never been, so he got up at 3:30, we got in the car, and he had a flask of brandy, and we took off to see the sunrise with the Druids. And it was the first time we'd seen policemen and dogs there. They were, we had been walking all through and never had any obstruction to the stones. But ever since then, I think they've had it wired away.
That's Fort Davis.
Fort Davis.
West Texas.
West Texas, yeah.
And that's a house in Bryan I used to live in when I was a little girl. And there was a gentleman from Houston Center for Photography, Fraser King, I believe, said that one reminded him of Walker Evans' work.
Oh, yeah.
And I was very pleased that he'd say Walker Evans, one of my favorites, about my little house in Bryan, my backyard.
Where in Bryan?
On 26th Street. Streetcar in Helsinki. No particular story. We were just having a look.
That's Queen Elizabeth II, yeah.
When you look at that, you've left all your troubles on shore.
Yeah. That's Queen Elizabeth II as well. Deckhands.
Deckhands on the... Newcastle on Tyne, the gentleman in the clock. Remember, we just liked
That's
the way
right, yeah. That's the city, yeah. This is on the Mississippi River, wasn't it?
We were on a tow barge with Congressman Bob Eckhart and his wife, just coming from Memphis to Baton Rouge on a tow barge. We were just like deckhands. We didn't have to work. It wasn't fancy. Singapore.
Singapore, yeah.
All the little shops were out on the sidewalk. My favorite was the barber. The barber who had his barber chair out on the sidewalk and plugged it to the store just inside, and he operated out on the street. They all had little shops on the street.
Railroad car, Singapore.
No, China.
Oh, China, that's right, yeah. Thank you, thanks. Yeah,
That's an interesting knot.
Yeah.
A group of knots.
that's Queen Elizabeth too, yeah.
That is a rope and spray. We've given that as a wedding present, that particular photograph. We like it, the ties that binds.
Ties that bind.
Ties that bind. All those knots make up a good long life.
And this is bollard.
And mooring lines.
Bollard and mooring lines, yes. And what's the port, Betty?
Manila.
Manila.
In Manila.
The Killadilla from Manila. Yeah. There he is.
That's,
See, what's that like? Yeah, I like it. He's looking and you see, yeah, that's the way it was.
What city?
What city, Betty?
That's New York.
New York.
MoMA Sculpture Garden.
All right, Museum of Modern Art Sculpture Garden, Manhattan. Yeah,
1976. I bet it's still the same.
Yeah, I bet it is.
This is in Helsinki, Finland. What we like there were no signs saying "do not touch the sculpture," and that you would see families come up with their young children and let them touch and feel all the lines
The
of
parts.
the sculpture. Yeah, all the parts. Tree. That's Delphi.
Yep, Delphi.
Isn't that
Is
beautiful?
that a thousands of year old ruin?
It.
Yeah,
I love that one.
Delphi, yeah.
You almost got left behind. You were filming so many there.
And Delphi, what is that, Greece?
Yes, near Athens it
Yes.
is.
Woman on a bicycle near Canton in the People's Republic of China, 1978. We were on a British ship so we could go into the country. We had to send our passports in early, but we were allowed in before diplomatic relations were.
What's the river here, Betty?
The Seine.
The Seine, okay. Fishermen on the Seine, yeah, there we are.
That was 74. Trouville. We were there 3 months, one summer. 3 months, one summer in Trouville-sur-Mer.
There you go. It's locked.
We took French lessons 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Christine Duval.
Here's a young Fleming here, you see.
Right here.
Taylor
Right.
Frederick Fleming.
Yes,
That's me.
Yeah.
I'm the grandchild.
grandchild of the artist.
And Lantern Gate, Tokyo, Japan, 1978.
Lantern Gate.
We like your photographs.
Wie
It's
geht's?
wonderful.
Was willst du?
He's waiting for it.
Ist das nicht ein Bromo-Seltzer? Ja, das ist ein Bromo-Seltzer. Ist das nicht ein... Yeah, brother, can you spare a dime? That's what he's saying.
No, he says, take one of me while I'm here.
While I'm here.
We were walking in the 4th Ward one day, and Freck had his cameras, and this guy was, we didn't want to invade him, but he says, take one of me
While I'm here, yeah.
This was in
And,
Houston.
Over in 4th Ward. Genesee Street.
And this over here, this is Chester Atkins.
Who's he?
Charles Atkins, Frank.
Yeah, Charles Atkins,
Charles
that's right.
Atkins and Preston Brook.
Preston Brook, near
Cheshire, England.
Cheshire, England, that's right, yeah.
He lived on his little
On
boat.
his, yeah, that's his,
And we
yeah.
saw him one Sunday afternoon in the canals. We'd been at Land's End for lunch with our wine steward on QE2, retired, came to spend 2 months with us. And then we visited him in England when we went back. He took us to his son and wife's house. They put all their living and dining furniture out in the backyard. No flies, no mosquitoes, just nice sunny English day. Mm-hmm. And then we took the walk along the canals and met Charles Atkins.
Met Charles Atkins. And that's where we learned some of the ballads that have still touched me today. Don't want a bullet. Just want to hang around Piccadilly Underground, living off the earnings of a high-born lady. Yeah, don't want to bullet up the arse.
In Trouville.
Was this?
Trouville, France. And landing of shrimp.
Trouville, yeah.
We were there 3 months.
They fish for shrimp one at a time?
One at a time. This is,
Look at the father here watching.
yeah. This is Chester Atkins here.
Yes, all of those are just.
Chester Atkins.
Let's see, oh, it's over here. Oh, yes.
Chester Atkins.
This is,
And near the mic, Betty.
Near the microphone, yeah.
this is a gay parade in Houston.
Gay Pride Parade.
Well, it's gay parade styled by you, 1979. We always went to those. They were a lot of fun. That's when they had them on Westheimer.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's a float in the parade, yeah.
Gay parade, 1979. Pedestrian and stair, Lisbon, Portugal, 1976. Speaker's Corner in Hyde Park, London, England.
That really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been there. It doesn't look like that.
Well, he was, maybe on the fringes.
At least it seemed like it was in a park.
Yes, it is in a park. Now, this has buildings behind, but there were lots of streetways around. Well, we'll have to check that. That's what we think it was.
Okay.
But they could have been on the fringe of the park, on the sidewalk leading up to it.
Mm-hmm.
But we spent a lot of time at Speaker's Corner. Voda tract.
Yeah.
This is in Port Funchal, Madeira Islands,
Close to the
Portugal.
microphone. Close to
Oh, okay, excuse me.
Say again.
Port Funchal, Madeira Islands, Portugal, 1976. Just a street scene that always appeals to Freck, little kids.
And this is my grandson.
Yeah, Taylor Frederick.
Name is Taylor Frederick, yes.
Fleming.
Fleming, yes.
And this one is
Close to the mic.
this is Speaker's Corner, Hyde Park, London, England. Kawasaki and monument to Pedro IV, Lisbon, Portugal.
There you are.
They'd just come out of dictatorship and there were so many candidates running. It's almost like the Republican primary. So many parties, so many candidates. So there was lots of graffiti because they had not been able to express themselves for so long. Freck explained that to me. I thought, why did they mess up that monument? He said, well, they've been suppressed for so long, they're coming out in full force.
Who's this?
He's an orator there at Speaker's Corner.
Speaker's Corner, again, this is the fringe, I'm sure, areas of those where he just would see someone out on the street. It might not be right in the midst of the park, but he labels all of those.
Be
features.
sure your sin will find you out. That's his message.
Though that was behind you.
Oh, it was.
This one is
The end
about
is at
being
hand.
British slaves with taxes and
A British slave.
British slaves that they're taxed. And
Yeah,
sounds a lot like Tea Party slaves.
yeah.
And
Oh, there we are. Greetings to you.
Houston Festival, Houston, Texas, 1981.
1981, yes. We were there, were we not?
I'm sure we were.
Decals, Houston Livestock Show, Houston, Texas, 1977. Did you get, was that close?
Well, my name is Mary Lampy, and I am the exhibition organizer for Beyond Words, the photography of Freck Fleming. I got involved in this because I'm very good friends with Casey Kelly and her husband Bill, and Bill had the idea to honor his friend Freck on his 89th birthday with an exhibition of his work as a photographer. His work is just really incredible. He played such a role in the evolution of photography as an art form in the Houston community. He has such a rapport with his with his subjects, the portraits of the individuals. They just respond to him immediately, and you can see that in the photographs. And even the most simple simple photographs like the bollard, and for example, or in some of the architectural views, they're very still, but they're filled with a sense of movement and drama because of the way he uses angles. His eye is just really incredible, and he captures people in the moment. Like the running, the young man running down the street, and this, in London, his eye is flying, and I mean, he just really, it's just amazing what he has been able to do with his work. And just finally, I wanted to say something about his photographs that are that involve words. I mean, graffiti really. It's really a comment on our society and how people communicate. I mean, some of them hold signs, in protest, and others, communicate with graffiti, and they make it seem like they're tarnishing, sites that were, like the fountain out here. I think it's in Lisbon, but that was built as a monument of some sort, and in a sense, evolved, gone out of favor, and then the casualness of the younger people, just milling around it is. I mean, it's very thought-provoking, and each of his photographs tells a story, and that's just so compelling. I love it.